since 2012, helping best schemes out on iRacing. As we move over to our starting grid, we want to say thank you to Lucky Duck Motorsports for being our starting grid sponsor. Lucky Duck Motorsports trying to always be a part of supporting those that they can. Always trying to help out with the Tilted by charity events. As Lucky Ducks, every driver has their own special charity scheme on board, as well as their holiday schemes throughout this stint of races before Christmas. Go check out Lucky Ducks on their social media. On X, we are Lucky Ducks, and on Instagram, Lucky Duck Motorsports. Thank you so much to Lucky Ducks, as again, grabbing his third pole this season, going to be Jake Nichols on top of the board. To his outside, it's been the driver that has been the bridesmaid all of this season so far. It's been Vincent Sora just watching in second. Behind them in row number 2 and third, it's the 17 of Chris Stitz and Ryan Kelly. Great qualifying times for the both of them. Gavin Rogers will start in 5th. 6th is Shane Tarian and Jarrett Talmadge finishing out our top 7. John Forbes in the 7 machine going to be an 8th. 9th.
You stretch it out till what the hell we ain't going one stop.
Is Brian Noel.
We're going to get some cautions out of this for sure, right? I ain't even got to think about it.
In 11th, we've got the 8 machine of Ryan McCann. The 57 of Chuck Sweeting going to be in 12th. 13th is the 31 of Thomas Green. Further back in the field than I was expecting from this 31. Larry England going to be starting in 14th.
Zach Hall started from the back.
Mir in 16th. Ali Fonseca in 17th. With Ryan Kelly in 18th. 19th.
Decent idea.
Douglas Newbiggin going to be in 20th. 21st.
I'm right here in the middle.
And not able to get a time in 22nd position is Zach Hall. Robert, certainly an evening of what could happen. This is a race where drama can happen, a lot of wrecks can happen, but also we could go caution free. That has happened in the past, but what are you expecting to see here in the early goings of tonight's race?
Honestly, I don't know. I mean, I'm basing this
I am not a believer of caution free.
Sam, and Darlington is and how turn 3 is, 1 and 2, going into 3 and 4. So I really don't know. I'm basing it off the track, like I said. I think you just got to keep the car clean. How does the car handle here in Darlington? I wouldn't know. I don't personally know because I've never ran a lap, so I really don't know how the characters of this car is going to handle. We're going to find out here very shortly. So I would just try to just ride and take it easy, for the first, at least 10.
Sound like a bad option at all. Well, if this is your first time seeing a Darlington race, a very unique oval track. The track is an egg. Turns 1 and 2, the lighter side of the track with 25 degrees banking, 3 and 4 with 23 degrees of banking, a much narrower course. The straightaway, they even have banking at 6 degrees. You're constantly at an angle, you're constantly trying to keep up with the momentum, and you're constantly trying to be the driver up front, which is Jake Nichols, Vincent Sora. They enter the restart zone.
Thank you, Doug.
Race 6 of Season 12 is underway here at Darlington for the WSSR Cup Series, presented by Elwood Design. Jake Nichols, the rookie, he's been phenomenal so far, and he continues to do so as he's already going to be in the lead position. And in line quickly, going to be Vincent Sora behind them. Side by side, going to be Ryan Kelly and Chris Stitz. They finally get in line. Shane Tarian and also Cedric Connor going to be the 2 drivers side by side, heading down into turn number 3. A much more narrow part of the course. You gotta whoa up and slow down with all the drivers. The dirty air, the trickier spot to be. As out of the exit of turn number 4, Jake Nichols leads lap number 1. and is hoping to be the dominator, but Vincent Sora following in suit, but they're already starting to get a little bit spaced out currently for the field. Driver already going to be in the outside wall. That's going to be Chris Stitz in the 17. Big whoa up for himself as the 17 falls back into the clutches of the Madhouse. But outside of the top 10, the drivers are still side by side. Ryan McCann, teammate of Chris Stitz, trying to give space. Help with Robert, couple of laps in. And up front, no surprise with the way they're running. Jake Nichols, fastest lap, 3 laps in.
Yeah, that's it here. Like you said, Darlington. The one thing is that you want to get single file like this from race to racetrack and not cars. But unfortunately, in the back here, we do see some cars, racing each other in the back. But also the other thing, Sam, is too, is that you hit that wall or you get sucked into the wall. The wall don't let go. It sucks you and keeps you there for a little bit, and that could be, if you're not paying attention and the guy gets into the wall, you can run right into the back of him by accident.
Yeah, if you're not careful, that is very easy to do, especially off the exit of the corner. All these drivers trying to find ways to accelerate, keep as much speed on the straightaway when they exit these corners, but sometimes you have to back out immediately when you recognize you just don't have the space to get in the throttle as quickly as you want. And as the field single files out, this is kind of what we were expecting to see this field get into. That first 2 laps is really where the drama can ramp up if you're not careful. Heard about after 10 to 15 laps, if you're not protecting your tires, this vehicle can act a little bit random at times, where it can snap in the middle of the corner. Sometimes it will just take.
How did he run up on me so
Drivers
fast?
have to be on top of their equipment here in the early going. Don't overpush your vehicle, but if you got an opportunity, why not strike? As here's the 31 of Thomas Green trying to get by the 9 of Shane Terrian, as Terrian will fall back to 12th position. It's Thomas Green, one of the faster drivers during the practice times that were being put down. This qualifying run, and you're already seeing those tails getting close to the outside wall.
That's it. I mean, what Shane Terrian did there was nice. He backed out and said, you know what, take that position. I'm not going to fight you. If you don't want to battle this guy, again, somebody's going to come into you and they're pass you like you did there. Just let them go. You're faster than them. You're going to catch them. But like you said, we're watching 31 right now, and he's tailing. And then it also looks like there's a vehicle on the front of Ryan Noel there. It looks like he got tailed out of the vehicle.
A little bit snappy was the 0 as he currently runs in 8th place. Talk about the fact that Ryan Noel, that was new again. This could be a critical race. We didn't know what speed we were going to come here in the 72. Currently runs to 15th position, but a good run by the 0 and the 77 could catapult them into a better spot, or even get
That injury hit the wall.
In points before our 2-week break with the holidays of Christmas and New Year's in front of us. We'll be back January 7th for more WSSR action. Our first broadcast back after the holiday break will actually be January 3rd. We'll have our 6 hours of Daytona charity event. We're going to raise money for Breakthrough T1Z. As I cannot wait for the 5th annual charity event.
Oh, hit the wall again.
Says Danny Ware. That's close to the outside wall, and he's trying to race for Chuck Sweeting at 57. Green and black machine ahead, but Ware does not look as comfortable as he was the 1.5-mile tracks that we were running before. Here's another driver who doesn't look as comfortable as we've seen in the past. The 12, Kyle Rochelle, a little bit slower than we've seen all the way back when we first started covering some of the leagues that Kyle Rochelle was in. He was one of those top 5 drivers each and every week. Here at Darlington, like you said, Robert, you're kind of racing the racetrack, not really out pushing around.
Clear high. No, and what's really shocking right now is watching
He wants bad. He wants Bob bad.
21st position. This is
He is definitely faster than I am.
Here running in 21st position. I'm sure he's going to gain some position out of the action, but he did say out in the chat that he's not feeling comfortable here, saying I'm not sure what he's struggling with, but it's kind of, what's the word I'm trying to say? It's not this one, it's exactly.
It's not it's not his characteristic.
Yeah.
I've seen this 32, the way that he's running right now. But yeah, to quote Zach, what he said in the chat, the 32 machine is going to struggle tonight. You can lock that one in. And he didn't even get a qualifying assignment. Currently runs in 21st position for that 32 team. And I was listening into the Cat 5 crew during practice, and he really did not feel comfortable. A lot of it is going to come down to how you save your tires. Didn't get a fuel number of how long you can push your fuel, but tire-wise, it was looking like if you try to push your fuel out to the maximum, there's going to be a question of do you get to the fuel or do you blow a tire on how aggressive you're pushing your equipment. Or get a sense of what it's like on pushing your equipment. Drivers getting very antsy. Back factor that we have to watch out for. The sun is setting. That backstretch is going to get tougher and tougher with the sun starting to get more and more into driver's eyes as Vincent Sora raises the wall.
Could we go green?
You can race the wall, but like I said, you don't want to get into the wall. If you get into the wall, then the wall don't let go of you. But yes, the other thing is that we'll eventually get an in-car shot of the cockpit.
Oh,
but
man.
that sun, depending on what
one inside.
settings, some might have that sun
Clear low,
tuned
clear
down a
low.
little bit, some might have it really up, and it could affect you going into the turns.
They really can. It's one of those factors where it may not hurt you immediately, but the sun can affect if you're racing someone else on seeing your braking points, that comfortability. It certainly can be a factor that affects a lot of drivers. Hop on board Hello Kitty machine of Cedric Hunter as he currently runs at 70. You gotta see that sun. It will get blocked by the building ahead of him, but it is certainly something that is going to get worse and worse for the next about 15-20 laps. And then after about 30, it should be out of the way. But drivers are going to have a tough one, at least for this first stint before those lights click on and you're fully under that nighttime condition. 16 laps in, Jake Nichols still leads the way, almost up a little bit under a second ahead of Vincent Sora. Sora quite a distance ahead of Ryan Kelly. And here's the 77 of Douglas Newbigin and the 9 of Shane Terrian. I think for Shane Terrian here tonight, this would be such a good run he was hoping for this evening for the 9 machine. As today is going to be Shane Terrian's birthday. Chat, say happy birthday for the 9 machine as he's currently trying to have his best run possible, but this was obviously not the start he was looking for himself.
No, but hey, it's his birthday, so, you know, maybe his birthday present is win.
Oh, that would be certainly a prize to get in victory lane.
Yeah.
If you can get it done. He's got quite a journey as he's about 8 seconds back from our leader back in 13th. We saw before. He's kind of moving up spots. Pushing back. I'm aware becomes a bigger factor as the field continues to...
Maybe Tire 71 is going to come into my favor.
Amazing sponsors that are partnered up with us. We want to say thank you to GTR Simulators.
I lost some positions early, but
getting your own racing rig.
we got to go 60 laps. We're on lap 17.
A sense of what it's like to race like the pros with getting your own GTA Compact 2 or just the your favorite. Head on over to gtrsimulators.com and
No way, it's going to be a two-stopper.
WSSR
We would have to go
for $100 or more purchases. Don't miss out on your chance
70.
to upgrade your rig and race like the pros at GTR Simulators. You love the fact that when sponsors come around and help out different leagues. And Robert, right now,
No way we're making 70.
they're trying to race like the pros, and they're getting a sense what it's like to be like the pros out there. Sometimes you just are in a conga line.
They're losing their
and
tire.
You're racing, and you're just
I'm not.
waiting for the driver ahead of you to make a mistake, more than you pushing the issue as you watch Larry Yingling currently ride in 14th place. Do want to push up to the battle that's happening for 8th position. Now he's fallen to 9th. It's going to be Brian Noel in the 00, having some issues. He got off the exit of turn 2, uncomfortably close to the outside wall. Chris Stitz got close, and here's some of the closest action. A gaggle of cars on top of one another. It's the 00, Brian Noel, also 31 and Thomas Green, Brad McCann, Douglas Newbigin. Conga line got a little bit mixy there for a second as the 31 will trying to look for an opportunity to get by Noel.
Yeah, you can see Noel is just, he's struggling right now. That back end don't look
Got one outside.
right now, so
Still there? Hold the line.
you know, maybe in the
All
last
clear,
month
all
it was
clear.
a holiday, right? Noel. I know there's a song like that.
Getting a little bit of holiday cheer out there.
I'm trying to hint
I
at
know
you. I
you-
really want to say
I know you and your holiday Christmas jingles. You want to get them out. As if you haven't
He
watched
saved more tire than I did behind me.
Tuesday nights when Robert, myself, and Zach are racing in the BRB
Clear
Cup
low, clear
Series.
low.
Robert, if he has a chance, if he's given just one note, he's singing some Christmas jingles.
Maybe I can follow him through.
Douglas Newbigin now going to be making the pass over Brian McCann and now slot himself into 11th place. So the 77, he's starting to make his surge forward as well as Zach Hall. Trying to look for an opening to get by the 24th Ollie Fonseca. And just small little chances, little openings. If you got a glimpse, you kind of have to just take it and go for the pass. If you're being too patient, this actually could hurt you in the long run. For Zach Paul, just the uncomfortability is certainly there for the 32.
Maybe not.
He is still not able to attack or go for a pass as he gets close to that 24's back bumper, but enough space for them to get around 3 and 4 as Hall's trying to get the better launch off the exit of turn 4. He's trying to lose the rear end. It's back in line, and there's that just, you could see the image that he was going for. The vision was there, but the accelerator, a little bit too strong and iron-footed his way up next to the corner, lost the rear end. But we want to bounce back up.
I believe it just did a 30.
Douglas Newbegin,
8, 9.
while we were watching Zach Hall struggle, he just made 2 passes in a quick fashion. Douglas Newbegin now up to 9th place with a 77. That's also following in suit, going to be the 31 of Thomas Green, trying to get by Ryan Noel, who no longer really has the strength to hold out, but he is doing his best to keep the field at bay. And Lennon is Lucky Duck Motorsports' teammate pull away as the 77 of Douglas Newbegin continues to roll on. But Noel, I mean, currently is looking like a shepherd. He's old and back to field as he's leading the charge.
Oh, and then we got Brian McCann here. He's going to look underneath Tom Green at 31, and you can see that car. That's up there for him a little bit. So that's what you're looking for. Like, you want the car to get able to walk over and just make sure you get into the gas very easy. And really great battling right now here between these two guys. It looks like Brian McCann, yep, he's going to clear and make that pass.
Now Shane Terrian in the 9th machine. He's starting to look for an opportunity to try to get by the 31, and all that patience starting to show up here. 27 laps in. And giving you, the viewers, a little bit of an update on what the times are like for these drivers. They're running about a second to a second and a half slower than their best times that they ran, as close to that outside wall. Going to be Shane Terrian. He's trying a different opportunity. Also, Douglas Newbegin getting close to the outside wall. Thomas Green, trouble for the 31. As himself and Shane Terrian get close off the exit of turn 2. Terrian will take advantage. He'll move on to 12th place as Thomas Green trying to fight back for himself. Ahead of him, side by side, is going to be Noel and Brian McCann. And gotta say, Robert, the mid-pack in a lot more race here than I was expecting to see as McCann by Noel.
Yeah, down to Sam, though, is that the people who save tires to the people that might
outside
just too hard, as now we got Mario there. But I think it's all coming down to tire right now as Brian McCann dodging exiting out, and wow, what a move.
He is trying to muscle his way forward to get by this 00 and able to do so. Noel just no longer has even a glimpse of it as he gets to the outside wall. Shane Terrian has to back out, back into the wall again, and Terrian to the apron practically. Thomas Green has to follow the 9 of the 00. All that hard work, all of the holding back, it finally has spilled over as he is now just holding on for dear life for this 00 machine. He wants the competition race around, and what once was holding on for 8th place, now floundering to get outside of the top 15. Ross Tatum, contact almost there. That's that 21 of the 00. Just giving us some of the shots we can ask for here as Tatum gets back in line. But Noel, gets it for 2.
These tires, tell the guys who save tires and didn't save tires, but Ross Tatum in that little way around, trying to figure out how to get around me. I think he's just going to settle back down and just wait because, again, that 00 does not look comfortable at all. And I think I would just calm down, actually, just wait for that, Noel to make a mistake instead of trying to force the issue.
Well, there's that mistake, and there's the pounce to the inside. Also behind them, going to be trouble. That's going to be Matt Muir, who was doing very similar mistakes of getting in the outside wall. Ron, you don't want to see that happen. Hall's going to be trying to follow Matt Muir on the outside. I don't know if that's the driver you want to follow. As going to be Kyle Rochelle on the inner groove. Fonseca trying to find an opening. And this is just bad house for last place. Who can take the final spots of this racetrack is Matt Muir. The exit 2's been his danger zone. Does he have the momentum? He does. And I think that might have been a shock for everyone that was running behind that 72 because I think they were anticipating A little bit of a wiggle, a little bit of a slide, and Zach Hall diving it down low, accelerating out of the corner. And Mir, does he have the fight? He will drag race his way down the front stretch.
Well, somebody's either got to give or don't give here. And we're going to find out. The one here, as it looks like, nope, Zach Hall's going to dive it in there. Now, can he make it stick? It looks like it. Then we got Kyle Michelle. He's trying to get underneath the 72. Ollie Fonseca, oh man, I'm telling you, wow. I feel like we're watching this. I don't know what we're watching. Crazy.
I'm just waiting for someone to get into the wall, get into one another. Well, there's the wall for Matt Mir. And you're just waiting for a mistake to just pile up and take someone out. And somehow, even with the wiggles, with the slides, with the smashing into the wall, we continue to race on and continue to stay clean and green. 34 laps in, but these guys are really running into the outside wall now. And the question then is going to loom. These drivers have 4 sets of tires in the pit road. You could take a set here in the next 5. Cut pit stop. Go with tires. And you might have a chance to try to just see if pitting early is the better strategy. Brian Noel going to be the first driver to take an opportunity to head into pit road for the 00. And now let's see if this pitting early strategy is the tonight, or is it push your fuel long? As 40 laps in, I'm expecting a lot more drivers to take that opportunity, but on lap 35, not the worst time to hit pit road for the 00.
It's the worst time, but it has its ups and downs. Now, you know, we go in early, you got to let the tires last a little bit longer to advise that to stay out. Now, if you don't get a yellow, that out the window. But as this race plays on,
I believe it just did on 30.877.
It's the tires way longer than it does in the first place. So I don't know. I mean, you're weighing your game here, but I mean, okay, you can't catch the top 3. I mean, you can't follow the leader, and
yeah, you can follow the same strategy, especially when on the same tire set. They're just blatantly faster than you. But I do like the undercut, the pit sooner than everyone else strategy. One, because we saw if you pit earlier, the less fuel you take in, the shorter a pit stop you have on top of, you're going to have the advantage on tires. You'll be able to gain a lot more time. I really like the undercut pit stop, just based on the fact that you're going to be saving 2 seconds of time instead of the guys that are pushing and have to take a full tank of fuel at the end of this run. As Matt Mir going to be the next driver who also takes tires. Not surprised for either or of Noel or Mir, as both of them were out of control for the lap with their tires. Everyone else doing their best to keep it steady and stay out on track as long as they can. Bettini going to be the next driver to hit pit road. 3 drivers already make their stops here. 40 laps about to be completed. Jake Nichols leading the charge, but the interesting note, our top 3 are closing in on one another. Jake Nichols is no longer just 9/10, almost a second ahead of Vincent Sora. He's now down to 0.7 seconds. Ryan Kelly at one moment was almost 2 seconds behind Vincent Sora. He's down to 0.6. So our top 3, almost all of them, are within a second of one another. This is starting to close in and look good at the end of this run. If Sora and Kelly maybe picked up their speed and keep themselves a little bit closer at the end of these stints, could be a threat to watch out for as lap 40 has been started. And looking at some of the closer battles that are happening on track, the closest one is Ross Tatum, and as well going to be the 67 of Larry Gingling. And Ross Tatum, he's headed to pit road.
I don't know call either. A lot of people are going to start getting pit road here. But yeah, I mean, I was up here at I was watching the lap times, and there for a while, Sora was faster than leader. There for a couple laps now. Has put the pace back up again, and put it back up to about 7 now as Rivers is now starting to pull away a little bit. I think right now Jake is just
You never know what you're truly going to find in that standpoint, as that 4th place has been made as John Forbes is hit by Jared Tallmadge with 7 Michigan. Bigger movers of those inside of the top 10 up 4 spots. That's qualified back in 8th place and is now up to 4th. But here is the We thought we were going to see the
Deleted
difference.
it on 30.947.
I'm gonna try something else. I was trying to work on something for the let me see if I can
Yeah, well, full duty here tonight for running production as well as commentating. Calling it early here tonight, and that will be the Little Debbie's machine of Ross Tatum. He is officially out of this race on Saturday. He was starting to make a push forward. I thought maybe with a pit stop could have gotten fresh tires, maybe could have gained a few more positions, but for Ross, if he's not running for the win, I think he saw it. You know what? Let's just call it a night early. We don't need to hurt ourselves on running here at Darlington, a very physical track. How mentally draining it can be as well as physically draining, with every lap being so crucial on indoor parks.
Michael underscore band 1 is now following.
Doing his thing here in second place. He is starting to lose time. That was a fun about 10 lap stint. Osora looking faster than Jake Nichols, and Nichols has just turned on the afterburners. Ryan Kelly was looking quick. He is now starting to falter back, and a little bit maybe a lap traffic getting in the way. Could be a little bit of the factor of just burned off your tires trying to make that march forward, and Nichols having such a big lead was able to trickle off on his pace. We talked about the sun, and there it is, the last little glimpses of the sun affecting these drivers. And Robert, the sun glare obviously is a factor that you can turn off or have on in the settings. Most drivers like to turn it off so it doesn't affect them, but there's some people that like to keep the realism in. That certainly is a factor that when the lights get put on and the sun is gone, it certainly is a beautiful sight to see on the sunsets that sim racing on iRacing gives us. Here's to take a look at our weather as more drivers heading into pit road. Air temperature 78 degrees Fahrenheit, track tap 92
Not
degrees
ideal, but we'll
Fahrenheit.
take
A little bit of a breeze. Humidity slightly higher than we would want, but in sim time is 7:24, about to be sunset. And the day that this track was picked out was back in August.
3, 2,
The sun could be out that late during the day.
Yeah, back in August.
Almost.
Yeah.
Too late.
Well, good pick from the league admins here. Yeah, I mean, like you said, that sun can really, do some funny things to you. Now I'm gonna talk
All right, that's it. Go.
I turn that stuff all the way up because I want to see the real stuff. So I go into these turns, I'm blind.
You gotta keep that realism, not looking for advantages any way that you can. There's some people that look for every advantage possible, and that's where a lot of these drivers are top on speed.
Deleted it on 30.95.
Nuggets for themselves to take off and go. Speaking about nuggets and taking off and going, some drivers that are leaving pit road. Brian McCann as well as Danny Ware, Al Rochelle, all leaving pit road right now. Entering pit road, Jared Talmadge, as well as Shane Terrian getting service done. As Brian McCann and Ollie Fonseca having their own duel. As McCann with pressure tires just showing how much more speed he's got underneath them, as he is gone at this current moment. Four drivers getting their pit stops done here. And Robert, it has certainly been a fun race at moments that moved back and back out the field, giving us some fun interactions of these packs on top of one another. But we know after this pit cycle is over, if we're able to stay green, this is where drivers are really going to break away, and the spacing out factor is going to prove who had a clean pit stop, who didn't, and who just got blatantly the fastest people out here.
But yeah, and
7:59.
It's your in lap and your out lap too. It's just not coming down pit road, making sure you don't get speeding and taking pit stops and make sure you have a good pit stall. You have that in lap and out lap too, which you gain some time.
The leader is sitting down.
How hard can you get into pit road and how fast can you get out of pit road?
62, 66.
Yeah, he really can lose and gain a lot of time. And one of the drivers that's going to lose a lot of time, Douglas Newbigging, black flag, caught speeding. That is a 40-second hold on top of where he's going to get his service done. So that for the 77. Green throughout this pit cycle most likely will go a lap down, potentially 2 laps down.
Got one
And what
outside.
was looking like a brilliant day for Newbigin that could
All
have
clear, all
catapulted
clear.
him into the top 16 in points may not be the case, and that could be going Brian Noel if he can have a strong run
Outside.
here. Les Van Meer can turn
All
things
clear, all
around,
clear.
but a shocking moment for the 77. First driver caught speeding for quite a
Big man,
while
you're top 10.
as Jake Nichols pit stops done. He's back out there on track,
Outside.
able to try to stay ahead of his competition.
All clear,
And
all clear.
looking at where Jake Nichols runs right now compared to the competition around him, Vincent Sora, Brian Kelly, they're hoping to get ahead of the 73 after their pit stops are done, and it will be the case for the 3 machine. He will be ahead of Jake Nichols, so advantage to Ryan Kelly that can really change this race, because for the first time tonight, Nichols will have traffic to get by.
Taking that pit stops now. If you, I don't know if you looked at the data here, Sam. I haven't looked at the dealerships out there, but Kelly had a down pit named 48. His pit stop.
Slow car ahead. All right, man. Caution is out. Caution is out. Line up single file. Pit road is closed. Let the
Oh, that
15
sucks on the tire
car by. He
situation.
had the position when the yellow flag
Both
came out.
Sora's involved, and Kenny involved, and just like
I'm moving.
that,
Nope,
the
no, I'm
race
not.
is
Stop it
turned
again.
upside down.
Good
Because
call there.
multiple drivers were yet to come into pit road.
I literally only stayed out this out seconds. I just want to lead a lap for the season.
Middle of the pit cycle, carnage.
Am I left down?
As Ben Kenny,
Yeah.
Vincent Sora
Uh,
contact as
I'm in
Vincent
third.
Sora try to get by the lap down
okay.
driver.
No, you're not.
Let's see if we can get
Only Gavin on back is not down.
back.
There they are.
I think I'm gonna
in
stay out still,
line
though,
with
right?
one another, and just
Yeah, no,
Vincent
left
Sora, I think
I
maybe
guess
expecting
my
to
fault.
go to a different
thought you were
spot.
gonna go for the
You have to
wall.
stay
To 15
Pit road
runs
now.
over.
I think I got past the leader there.
No, you're good. I was trying to get high for you. You had your tires car.
Really threw a wrench in
That's all right.
everything here.
Hit the brake harder than I should, so I think we're
Vincent
it's 50-50.
Sora, Ben Kinney over the radio trying to have conversation of what they felt like they were trying to do. And for Ben Kinney, he was trying to get to the outside. He didn't move up there quick enough.
That's enough for the caution-free race.
Just runs them over with the poor communication on where they wanted to go. And I mean, they usually say if you're the faster driver, it's your, you're the one in control of deciding where you're going to place your vehicle to make the pass cleanly. You hope that the other driver will stay in a predictable spot. Ben was in a pretty predictable spot. He ran the line.
Everybody behind me
ran, all night long. Was not expecting the 15 to go for the pass right there, and carnage and contact made. And for
They sure
Vincent
did.
Sora, he talked about how he needs a perfect race to win and beat Jake Nichols. Well, that is already thrown away.
They were
perfection
also a
here
lap
tonight.
down, so
But it will give an opportunity for Ryan Kelly, Jake Nichols. This next restart
much of the field is a
gonna be
lap
critical
down.
for the 3 machine. As a few drivers able to get their pit stops done. This also puts a lot of drivers in an
14
awkward
drivers
spot
on the
having to
lead
take
lap.
the wave around. Lucky dog position will go to Gavin Rogers in the 1 machine in 10th place, but everyone from 11th on back gonna have to stay out on track, be on older tires, and take the wave around to get back on the lead lap, or at least get back to just 1 lap down.
Yeah, and not make a pit stop either. So they're going to have about 5 to 10 laps on different set of tires here. Some are
Yes.
5, some 4, some 7, some 4, 9. It's the highest I see. So
19
we're
is the
going green
highest.
next time
That
by.
is going to
All
be
right, man,
Matt
line up on
Neer
the
at
inside row.
14th.
It's the 27
Laps on
car.
their tires. Ben Kinney, but he was just caught up in that spin, so his tires are even worse. So we'll
Take the outside,
see
Jake.
some tires.
some tires, Sam?
Oh, absolutely. Tires. I mean, drivers
Yeah.
just after 6 laps were about almost a second slower than their fastest time. So guys that are getting freshies: Thomas Green, Larry Yingling, Brian Noel.
I somehow cycled to the lead from that.
We're gonna be the first ones with
Nice.
the rubber. Just allow the front.
I'm on the
runners to
oldest set
work
of
on their
tires.
Stuff. You might be able to take that lead in some of these spots.
Yeah, I didn't pit. I think
Easily.
7 lap old tires,
Patient.
3 on the caution,
Key
2 on the
factor
caution.
here tonight. As the pace car lights are off, we're going to be taking off this time by. You also saw flashing on the bottom there. Our 1 to go, presented by our 6 hours.
Get ready.
10-4.
Check out if you are able to our Discord community channel where you can find ways
Pace car
you'd
is
like to race in the charity race. It is 6 hours of endurance racing, kind of a practice. If you would like to get ready for your 24 hours of Daytona iRacing experience, a way to get
Green
some
flag,
fun
green flag.
practice in as well. It's come up for a great cause. Ryan Kelly, Jake Nichols, get ready. It's time to see, does Nichols have the pace? Will he stay with the patience? And can Ryan Kelly hold back the 73 as we roar down into turn number 1? Nichols is trying to look for a little bit of an early apex to tackle for the lead position. Ryan Kelly holds strong for now, but for the battle for the lead, I mean, the 73, we've seen in those first couple of races that Nichols won it, he was willing to be patient, just settle in, follow the drivers ahead until he saw an opportunity to pounce. That's what I'm expecting to see here. It's going to be Nichols waiting for Kelly to just make one mistake, and that's where the 73 will pounce for that lead spot.
Tries to pounce or if they're wide, and right now everybody said, you know what, we're going to see the follow here. We're going the first time. You know what these drivers do?
He's got
all
new tire behind me. Yep.
And they will be banging into each other. So that's
You don't wreck me.
we're like, I don't know anything about it.
Absolutely not, as Nichols trying to make the 3 out maneuver himself, get out of position. Corners not able to do so. There's some other spots of drivers looking for opportunities. Update on the 15 of Vincent. He currently runs back in 10th place. With the major damage here for the 0 of Ryan Noel to be right on board with. He's in 7th position currently. Ryan Noel, fresh rubber for himself. Noel, can he push forward? Going to be key question of no. The first driver on fresh rubber trying to attempt to go for a pass. It's going to be Thomas Green in the 31.
Yeah, one inside.
He was attempting to go
All right,
for
man,
a move.
caution is
Get
out.
by.
Caution is out.
Jared
Line up, single
Talmadge.
file.
How do you
Zero
do
is
it?
closed.
Contact.
Left up
Spot. There
car
goes the
by.
27. Caution is
Ain't
out.
nobody pitting
No one
here,
else
though.
looks to be involved. Well, that's not the way you
Am I
want
gonna have to stay out again?
But there is the contact off the exit of the corner. Just the closing rate with fresh rubber to old tires. And Thomas
I don't know. I
Green
kind of don't want to get run
gonna
over.
take his lucky duck teammate around with him.
I also don't want to go to the back.
They're friends. I didn't think Thomas Green would race him that hard, but apparently not. I mean, that position meant a lot to him, I guess.
I mean, I would need to see a different version
Where'd
of
I
that.
end
I
up
don't know
at?
if that was pure contact, net code. I need to see a different shot at because these guys are, yes, they're best friends.
Noel and
They know
Ryan
how to
probably
race
had
around
like
one another.
20
They're
plus
not
lap border
known
tires,
for,
and he was still
you know, giving
at
it
worst
top
the same
and spinning
speed
the
as me,
driver
so I would
around.
stay
Here's
out
gonna be
here.
the aerial
The road
shot.
is now open.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm leading, so.
Accelerating, accelerating. And
Yeah, I guess I'll stay out too.
Almost
Damn, I hate to lose
contact there.
4th place
Coming out.
They head down.
because I'm gonna go way
That
back.
was-
Were they
Yeah,
pitting?
it was out of 2 where the contact was made. And once again, closing rate, the fresh tires. Thomas Green trying to make this pass as soon as possible. And yep, there it is. Just a small tap. And away that
Did he
27
pit?
goes.
No, nobody.
It don't look
Okay.
like the 27 got into the wall. We just spun out, which is a good thing. I mean,
It was a big fake out
Yeah.
though.
I wouldn't be
Yeah.
happy about it. But
It's got a
hey,
shot.
I mean, no harm, no foul, I guess.
No,
Your
not
road
at
is
all.
closed.
This comes around at a weird time for some
Car
drivers.
77.
Already used one
Got
set of
Clearly
left
everyone
down,
behind me
left on the
pissed.
outside.
Close enough to halfway that you could technically use your second set.
Oh wait, one
A
didn't.
lot of the
Left up
drivers that took the wave
77.
around,
Car by.
they're
He had
heading to
position
pit
when the
road
yellow
to get a
flag
set
came
of
out.
tires, which would give them the advantage here on this next restart. That's everyone from 11th on back.
I wasn't losing too bad. I was holding him up a little bit, a few laps, but then
sometimes you got to get off sequence.
found a little
to the leader
speed, but
if you want a chance,
I don't know
to
how long
win.
that was gonna
And
last.
This is that perfect, sometimes like what they like to call tire gamble.
Yeah.
You hope to be on the better tires.
get another
for-
caution in
for
the
a
next
run, and this could be
10,
it if we're
20
able to stay
laps would
clean
be
and green.
perfect.
Yeah, if we say, yeah, I mean, exactly what you said there. I mean, you're
It's kind of hard to see the restart zone at this track.
If we can get to around 80, it'll be able
This also helps out Sora.
tank to the
I mean,
finish.
He's got
It's not green. I don't think it's sponsored by Geico.
But you know, that's gonna give him time to get in there.
This is the updated one too, right?
Fix. The track is not very air dependent.
Yeah.
You
I believe so.
know,
I'm
so
trying to find
you might
it
be able
here.
to get that, 15 fix and
Okay,
just
there we
go to the field. Still
I see it on
might not
the
be
inside wall better.
Yeah.
Okay.
car, but
I like the green ones.
hey,
Yeah,
All
right.
right, man, we're going green next time by. All right, man, line up on the inside row.
Yeah, you absolutely will take it. Now it's the field getting ready for the pace car lights to go off, and there they go. Everyone now going to stack side by side. And Ryan Kelly able to defend for that lead position. Jake Nichols.
Area, I got Ollie behind me.
Here on
Everyone
this
behind me
restart.
except for the green car. Chuck is on
As,
freshies,
looking at
so
the stats coming
if I
into
get run over, it
tonight,
wasn't me.
we've got a couple of drivers that are trying to continue on their
If I get run
trend.
over, it wasn't me.
We've got 4 drivers that have finished inside of the top 10 every race
I'll
so
still
far
blame you.
this season. Those drivers being Jake Nichols,
I'll just blame
Vincent
Logano.
Sorg, Ryan Kelly,
Yep.
and Jarrett Talmadge. Can they continue the streak? That's going to be the question of the night. With Jarrett Talmadge being spun around, Vincent
17
Sorg
still
up in that
reaping the-
rear wreck with Ben Keane.
The opposite of benefits from Chicago.
Just 2 drivers will finish
no.
out this race.
Forgot about that. Thanks for the
Continuing on
reminder.
their- Finishing in the top 10 streak.
The pace car is in.
Nichols, Ryan Kelly, who lead up front. Pace car pulls off. It's time for these drivers to get racing. The lights click on. Does that mean the driving gets a little bit more dramatic, or can we keep it green, clean and green to the end? Into the restart zone we go. Green flag is out.
Stay low. There's a car on the high side.
Jake Nichols and the rest of the crew roll down into turn number 1. Top 4 already going to be single filed out. Nichols trying to look for an opportunity to sit in turn number 2 with a better run. The 73. Will he wait? Will he attack? And it's a tough move for Jake Nichols. It heads down into turn number 3. That's 73 no longer wants to wait. He recognizes he needs to make the pass now. It just is too hard to make passes. Up into turn 4. They drag race into turn 1.
Still there?
Kelly, who leads the way.
You're clear high. Clear high.
See if they can keep doing that all race. That'd be interesting right now. Like I said, right, we're going here, Sam. Now we're seeing how Williams' cars are running. They're sparkling down. Hey, it's something to see. For us, they can make it out there. I don't know how that feels at all.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit bouncy, a little bit of a shimmy on the straightaways with all the bumps that they're dealing with. But now emerging into third place, John Forbes Jr., the driver that won here last season, led 57 of 150 laps was John Forbes, as he is hoping to get back into victory lane, but trouble further on back. Vincent Sorg going to be rushing into the outside wall. Ryan Kelly going to be right behind him with Douglas Newbegin and Danny Ware also going to be in line. This is for 15th position for the 15. And Vincent Sorg just feeling like a snowball. It's just rolling down a hill. It just is getting worse and worse. The issues continue to blossom as other drivers further up ahead having their own woes, as Cedric Connor, as well as the 9 of Shane Terry. To turn number 4. It's now the exit. Now to turn number 2, and it is looking like the 9 trying to find the opening to the inside. As Terry, the birthday boy, will
Got that 8.
into 8.
No, don't catch me.
It looks like for
Oh,
9. Almost there for the 9.
There we go. And you can keep them down the road there. Now, nothing you can do as Terry's still not going to give it up. He drives his two tires down.
You got one outside. All
All
clear, all clear.
But you got to be very careful with that as, oh man, we got something.
Thomas Green. Thomas Green was attempting to go for a big pass with those fresher tires, but got into the outside wall. Big loss of time for himself. He'll now shimmy his way from 4th place all the way down to 7th. Not be able to get back in line as Chris Ditz, as well as the Tilt 5 machine, who just looks to be really struggling at this moment. After that contact, a little bit of a bump into Jarrett Talmadge, who took all the life out of this 31 machine. That I think that caution hurt him because of how aggressive he was racing on that last short stint. Those tires are not feeling as fresh as they were hoping to be. And it's talking about fresh tires. The first driver with fresh rubber going to be Shane Terrian and Cedric Connor back in 9th and 10th place. Looking at their lap times, very close and similar to our leader. They got to figure out how to be patient and also push forward with this set that they have underneath them.
Well, I know I'm going to repeat here, but it's out to this cars makes me out of 2 years.
All right, we're halfway to the
You
finish.
can hear the cars are, you know, like going up the hill and lifting and then coming back down. And the cars seem pretty stable, but you hear it and that in racing.
We certainly can. These drivers just hoping to to continue to race this thing out as more drivers rushing in the outside wall. Gavin Rogers and a few others, slight little grays. You know, but with us being under the lights, sparks flying, you certainly can get some very nice photos and pictures. And if you're looking to get your own photos and pictures shown off, head on over to Trophy Smack, TrophySmack.com. Your way to show off your high moments and your low moments, from pre-made and custom trophies, belts, rings, and more. Head on over to TrophySmack.com. One of those mores that you can get is a wall smack. Wall smack is a metal plate that you can place on your wall or have on your shelf with a stand. Go on over to TrophySmack.com and use the promo code WSSR Smack at checkout for 10% off on your wall smack, where you can have your high moments or your low moments shown off on that metal plate. What do you want to put on your wall? Remember to use their wall safe magnet system from Trophy Smack. Thanks so much to, again, Trophy Smack, GTR Simulators, Lucky Ducks, and as well want to say thank you to Sim Precision Prints, our trophy provider for Season 12 of the championship, as well as Season 11. It is great to have a local group tag along and be the trophy provider. Sim Precision Prints, giving you 3D printed custom racing items, one-of-a-kind pieces, and so much more. Head on over to simprecisionprints.shop and remember to use the promo code WSSR at checkout for 10% off on $50 or more purchase. Sim Precision Prints, go check out their amazing supplies that you can get. That's 75 laps in the competition on top of one another. Vincent Sora, he's at his moments, he's at his woes, and drivers are respectfully getting out of the way of a driver that is fighting to get every position. Vincent Sora now up to 14th position.
I think he's on a mission. Kind of want to blame him. What you want, I guess, you know, give him that mission and go.
Thing to see or do. I'm a little bit concerned for Vincent Sora. This is not a track that you really want to race mad at. Yes, you can put down screamer lap times, be quick, but if you drive mad, you can go so quickly. That's one thing I'm getting concerned about this 15, but he's on a charge. He's running very similar lap times to our leader, Vincent Sora. I don't think his night's fully over just yet. He needed a couple of more cautions, maybe a couple of more helps on track position, pit road stop shenanigans. It can help out the 15. We'll have to wait and see. As the drivers up front, Ryan Kelly still leading the way as more drivers getting into the outside wall. Gavin Rogers, I am getting concerned, as well as Brian McCann. Both of those drivers are really have gotten close to the outside wall. Some have actually hit it quite aggressively. And one driver that just got outside of the top 10, that's the 31. Thomas Rain. His woes continue to balloon out for himself.
Yeah, and you just said, you're over about the car, lady in black. So, come for Darlington, lady in black. She can reach out and slap you. And that is the nice way to say it. She'll reach out and grab that car and slap you and say, yeah, you better chill out. Because if you don't, I'm going to take this car from you.
Absolutely. I mean, a lot of these drivers, it's also the phrase of the track too tough to tame. I mean, there's so many phrases that they've given to this course that is so difficult at times. I mean, I know for me personally, whenever I'm doing sim racing, I see Darlington on the schedule, and I'm a little scared to go out there because I know this track is a handful. It's tough. It's not an easy course where, you know, every lap is practically the same thing you're looking for.
Sorry about that.
Every lap is an opportunity. Just one mistake, throttling up too quick, going into the corner too fast. You don't have the space of other courses where one mistake, I'll just let off a little bit more. You make a mistake, you can see that from Gavin Rogers, you're right into the outside wall. You accelerate too soon. You're slamming the wall if you exit the corner. You gotta be picture perfect every single lap. That's tough for some of the drivers. As take a look at the battle for the lead. Kyle Rochelle, gonna be Ryan Kelly, excuse me, trying his best to stay ahead of Jake Nichols.
He's good right now. He's holding 2 tenths back, 2-3 tenths to take here and there. But I mean, the car's looking stable right now. He's holding out gas. He was running about the same lap time, right on the same lap time as there. So I don't know. We'll see. I think if this stays the way it's looking here, 82 laps of yeah. I mean, we'll have to see when they decide to do that pit stop. Final pit stop. See how
Speaking about pit stops, into pit road, going to be 31 of Thomas Green. He was hoping to push those tires and fuel out to at least lap 100. I think that's a marker that a lot of drivers are looking for, to get to lap 100, 105, maybe a little bit further than that. And that's when you're going to make your final stop of the evening. So Thomas Green, we'll see if he stays out on track or calls it a night, because it was a rough one. He's putting 4 tires in fuel. Wait and see if he leaves pit road. Third place runner, that's John Forbes. He's still within about a half second to our leader. This is not a bad spot for this 7 to be, because one mistake from the 2 runners in front of him, he can pounce and try to take that spot away. But also he's close enough where you have one good pit entry, one good pit exit.
I thought maybe I can pass one on that back stretch.
Competition with a good pit stop, but caution is out. And oh no, trouble. 17 Chris Stitz, Cedric Hunter, and just in a blink of an eye. Race is not over yet.
Oh my god.
13 Hello Kitty machine.
I think I'll take the set here.
Got ran
Oh,
over.
Oh,
I think I'm dead.
and there goes
No,
the
just
bumper.
go around.
Yeah, there goes
Yeah.
the bumper. This is after the car.
I got on the
It's
wall,
gonna be tight on fuel from
dude.
here. I think we're
Cedric went around me.
I mean,
Jared was below me going into 3 and just dumped Cedric right in front of me.
Mad. Well, some were getting into the outside wall. Gave Hunter a chance. Pounce. Go forward. Jared Talmadge. Huge run for the 27. But then overzealous. Just absolutely taking out the 13, who then overcorrects in front of Stitz. And away they both go. Talmadge skaves away. But Hunter and especially Stitz, they did not.
Pit box in.
And for Cedric Hunter, wire damage for himself, so he will have to pit road.
Right
See if
here.
he's going to be dreaded. There's too much damage we're done for the day message from iRacing. It's just that
That's a big wreck.
for Stitz, that hard
Left
angle
sides look good,
into the
right? Real
outside
good.
wall
I don't
is
see
really
race
took
car.
out 13.
All right,
3
that's
minutes
it. Go.
optional.
Helping out Stitz's campaign as everyone into pit road, 4 tires and fuel. Thomas Green, on the other hand, will have to take the drive. Going to have to take the wave around.
I lost
Get
one.
back on the lead lap. Cedric Hunter sits and waits to see what his fate will be.
Yeah, my
Puts me on the inside,
car looks new.
Yeah, it's just the front end. His front end and right side. I hit Cedric pretty square on his bumper.
How long he's going to have to sit to get this, Hello Kitty machine fixed.
We'll have to wait and see. We might get a report from the 13 of if his night is fully done, or he might just
Good to
leave
go
the
on fuel,
server.
right? Hold him
If
off.
that's the case,
Oh boy.
Hunter, we'll try to get out there.
Don't overdrive and
so
hit the
he
wall.
can't. I got a feeling
Yeah.
those
All people
restarts
be
are gonna
monkey
get
see,
different
All
monkey
right, man,
do.
we're going green next
with
time.
the
Bye.
field
All right, man, line
trying
up on the
to
inside row.
gain all
I know, I already did
as
once.
quickly as they
It's
can.
the 1 car.
But since we're under caution,
Before the first pit stop.
let's see how this race is going for some of the drivers out there on track. And one of them I'm curious about. Let's pull out the driver that was involved with that wreck of the 27 of Jared Talmadge, because he looked quick. And I'm just curious how he's feeling about this race so far, as the field is getting ready to go green. Let's do a quick ask of Jared Talmadge, see how it's
Nichols
going.
fell to a
Jerry, it's Sam
fourth
for the
or
movie.
fifth.
Yeah.
Hello.
You're involved with that last wreck. You've been spun around. What's the? How are you feeling? And how is this car feeling? Getting ready for this restart.
I don't really know if that last one was my fault. If it is, I really do apologize, Cedric. I didn't think he'd slow down so
Get
early in
ready.
entry, but the car feels okay.
You got 4 lucky duck drivers right behind you, right?
Then backwards,
That's cool.
I did everything but the pace car against tonight, so we'll see if we can do that. But I don't know. I just hope I can settle in for top 10 here, top 5.
I mean, you look quick. We're hoping for the best, Jared. Good luck on this restart.
Thank you.
Green, green, green.
That was the quick talk to Jared Talmadge. These restarts are very quick. It's kind of hard to pick drivers After looking at the replay, seeing their pit stops. And now we're back to green flag racing as Ryan Kelly, John Forbes Jr. going to be your front runners. They will get some good takeoff for themselves. Jake Nichols a longer pit stop for himself compared to the rest of the field. He'll fall to 4th place, but here we go. It's Kelly, Forbes, but Nichols takes advantage as Forbes gets to the outside wall. And John Forbes now in trouble upon in 4th place. They're going to be 2 wide, 3 wide. Take your opportunity, and it's Vincent.
All good.
Fight to the inside, trying to get by Gavin Rogers, who rushes the wall. And in a blink of an eye, Vincent Sora now is into the 5th place position. Inside group trying to get by Gavin Rogers, but Jake Nichols, probably the biggest winner there, with seeing some of the troubles from the 7 machine, able to bounce his way into 2nd place. So he's hunt for the win, still alive as everyone gets in line.
Yeah, he needed that, so he didn't have to get, you know.
Oh, good. I shouldn't have gotten the wall in the first place. That's what caused all that.
I mean, like, I looked at it, I didn't rate early. It wasn't by much. I think there was just such a huge speed difference. Jared just got a wicked run, and I had to check up a little bit for you on the exit of T, so I think there was just a speed difference there that led to it, but... Oh well, I guess shit happens.
Make it around, but it wasn't right.
Yeah.
Here comes Shane Carey.
Darlington gave it 2 mid.
All the way to the apron, trying to go for the slide job move on the 1 machine. Got Rogers throttles up, keeps the position close to the outside wall. A little bit of a jackal and jostle for the field. As down into turn number 1, still going to be Gavin Rogers staying ahead of Shane Terrian. But what a run as Jared Talmadge fights back on the inside. The 27th day not over just yet as he'll make the pass on Terrian and trying to move up into 7th place. This is certainly, with the fact of some of the timing of these cautions, the driver's not really getting into the outside wall. It's Ross Tatum, Cedric Hunter, they're the only ones that are truly out of this race. Everyone else still having a fighting vehicle. I think Fritz Stitz a little bit too damaged to really get back into this fight. But here's a driver we have not talked about at all. The 57 of Chuck Sweeting. I mean, Robert, this is a driver who's been here since day 1 of the WSSR. We're on a major hiatus from racing with the league, but he's back this season. The under the radar, the quietest driver of all this whole season, and he's right there in the top 10.
Yeah, he's outside the top 16. So this run here could boost his, and still overall into
yeah, it could be a big boost, especially with that fact that Matt Mayer back in 15th position of this race and having Chuck Sweeting in 10. Certainly a chance for Chuck Sweeting to try to go for a better run. Could be his 2nd top 10 of the season and trying to build some momentum before the holiday break. Driver who is up front, trying to go for his win if possible. Ryan Kelly still leading the way. You see Jared Talmadge approaching the outside wall. And I mean, Robert, there's still a chance that 1 more pit stop before this race is over. We're expecting the field, though. It's about stretching it to the end. Make sure you've got the tires, you've got the fuel, and you're close enough to fight for position, if possible. Crunch time moment where we're in that spot in this race. Everyone could practically make it to the end if you can save your equipment.
Yeah, so you think they have to make that? They can't make it.
They could be able to make it, but if you overcook your equipment and ruin those tires, you may not be able to make it to the end. You might have to pit before this race is over, but that's if you can't save your equipment.
Yeah, that's going to be tough to try to save it. I mean, some of the drivers look like,
yeah, we're bound to happen.
That we had here. We've seen the drivers that were saving, the drivers that were running off that right front tire as, oh no, we got a car into there.
I thought you were
That's
going to have a little more bow there.
Danny Ware, hard contact for himself, and he's off the racing surface. No caution is thrown, but extreme damage for the 35. As he is able to stay down on the apron.
Racing up there.
No caution will be thrown. We continue to stay clean and green. But Danny Ware, who is looking to salvage his day, that didn't start out the best, and it will end even worse as Vincent Sora able to make his pass on Brian Noel. Not going to be up to 4th place, and Noel we saw in the later stages of the run, it was after about 15 to 20 laps, those tires really faded away, and we are now in that zone where if this double hero has not saved his tires, he could be under threat. And here's Rogers, here's Talmadge, and let the fight begin on who's going to be in 5th place, as this double zero is just doing everything to hold position.
And also trying to help his teammate back there.
Is that a legit 3 wide? I think it was.
Oh, wait, Terry just took a side line for 3 wide.
All 3 wide, 2 wide, the 9, put all the pressure for the 27. They're able to keep it going, though. They're going to be almost a stat 3 wide again off the exit of the corner. Rogers keeps it out to the outside, but off the wall, so he carries his momentum and speed. Terrian's hoping that that's the advantage to get by Jared Talmadge, and he will get clear of the 27. But Talmadge backing up, trying to get the better exit out of the corner, looking to get to the inside of the 9, but just has to back out. Not able to keep that run for himself. And Terrian holds for 7, and now aims his sights to get by the 1, but Jared Talmadge not trying to give up just yet. The 27 right back on the back bumper.
Back bumper, which is not bringing the back of the half of this field up here. Here we got Brian Kent. He was trying to make his way back up in here. We got Chuck in the 57. He's sort of outside. These guys battle in front. Yeah, it can hurt it. Oh my goodness, Shane, hang on.
Hang on, you can hope for the best. Shane Darlington, our one and only controller driver. He is wheeling it with the joystick while everyone else on a wheel and pedal setup. The 9, trying his best. He's using the joystick, he's using his trigger fingers, doing his best to hold for position. As he's having the 27 Jared Talmadge fighting to try to get to the inside. They'll be side by side, fighting their way forward, but Talmadge gets back in line, and once again, another threat inside group.
All right, you can see Shane, he was wheeling. And bravo to him, and right, that 27 saying, come on, I gotta get by. Oh,
gotta make the move. We're just gonna force him to the outside wall. And for Shane, he does not like to be messed around with.
Hold your line.
You might be able to muscle him around. And he's one of those drivers that might vocally say anything, but it's big contact and Terrian. He'll get it at 27.
There's a record 3 to speed.
We continue to say green.
Oh, there's another one, I think.
Caution, still yet to as Talmadge is wounded.
He just kept working.
Limps his way forward, and we keep it green.
How many laps did we run? 17. I think no matter what, they're going to do the opposite of you. So I would probably...
And that goes all the way back to the 9, though. Unfortunately, I hate to say it, Sam, but it wasn't for the 9.
I don't even get why.
What was that last lap?
Like to have that.
You're 7/10 off.
That's very questionable.
That's just one of those things.
I think if you pit, everyone's going to stay out.
I've seen for years. Him getting into people is a rarity.
Yeah.
But I know that he has been pushed around, muscled around by
I'm in 10th,
some of the lucky ducky drivers of John Forbes, Jared Talmadge. There's been a list of drivers that have bumped this time machine around, and it looks like for Terrian, that was the final straw. He said, you know what? If you're gonna not pass me cleanly, I'm not going to allow it to happen. Makes the contact, makes the bump, and away drama goes. Heavy damage, and now the rest of the field makes your pit stop. Some of the drivers don't. This race, this is the clearest.
I got a black flag for passing the pace car.
No, as everyone expected to hit pit road.
I would take a set. I mean, you got what?
And I was going to get close to the pit road.
It's going to be what, 30 laps ago? I would take my.
Be able to get that cleared.
It's not a bad call at all. To make trouble though for Ryan Kelly. Black flag. Speeding. Just throw it away.
That sucks for Ron.
Oh my goodness.
Did everything just unravel?
All right, that's it. Go.
There's a full moon.
Yeah,
it's gotta be.
It just came out from underneath the clouds. Like, what the heck?
Be mindful, you only have one set of tires remaining. Line up single file.
Ryan Kelly's going to be having a penalty speeding for himself. John Forbes trying to get ahead of the 73.
I got a black from
Ryan
passing the
Bell will
pace car.
stay out on
It's kind
track.
of
He
pushing
does
the
not use his final set of tires for the double zero. He will be on 19 lap older tires than the rest of the field, which he's been one of the drivers that have had the worst tire wear of anyone out on the field. So this scary for the front runners. But this could be a
look, you didn't speed up.
Yeah, I mean, they are on the same organization of Lucky Duck Motorsports, so this could help out the 73. As Kelly again. Flag for the 3 machine.
Alright, man, we're going green next time. Bye.
He's
Alright, man,
expected to
line
go
up
to the
on the
back.
inside row. It's the 77 car.
You were holding pace speed all the way through until you guys slowed down, so I don't think they'll have a problem with that.
Yeah, I tried braking because at the last seconds I passed the pace car, but then Jake was right on my ass.
Oh,
you know, but what are we going about now?
We're owing Zach.
Be ready on the
Evans have made the decision.
start Ryan.
They
There's
are
Noel's teammates with
clear. Ryan
Forbes, so he's gonna get a
he gets to keep his
down.
position in second. Admin 7 outs. They will relook at that penalty. If they need to, they will disqualify Kelly after this race. But for Ryan Kelly, he is going to be able to keep his position for now. And no black flag will be given out to the 3 machine. So that means that Jake Nichols will not be in the front row. This gives a chance for Ryan Kelly now to keep this position.
Do we have to use the restart box?
Also,
I didn't think it's
Kelly's officially out of this
All right,
race
man.
and done. Jared Talmadge is still
Remember, you're not to
getting
clear.
repairs done. And up front, it's Noel. And the 20-lap-old
Okay, so I'm gonna
tires
drop
for the
down
rest of the
the
field
air
just
for
got
you.
freshies. Ryan Kelly, Jake Nichols, John Force, Vincent Sword, Gavin Wright, Shane Terry, Douglas Newbegin, and so many more. Hungry Wolves want to get into victory lane as green flag is going to be out here at Darlington. Race 6 under the lights. Is there a full moon? Because what trouble will we find as Noel Forbes already ahead of Ryan Kelly, and Nichols is ripping the top, but he gets loose and will lose and fall back to Vincent Sora.
Still there. You're clear high. Clear high. Got one outside. Still there.
And they're going to be staying high as Noel. Forbes going to be taking the opportunity. Better tires going to be able to make the pass for the lead position. Noel has to back out of the corner. That hurts Kelly. Nichols able to follow. 73 expected to be right in the second place. Sora will follow as well. Ryan Kelly and so many others. The big one on the center of 1 and 2. And they all
I didn't think that was going to turn out too good. We were racing.
the double zero and multiple drivers spun around.
I think my car's good though.
Oh, man. Well, we'll hold off for what I was going to ask you, but see if we can figure out what that.
Looking at Rogers in the 1 machine. He just runs into the 3 because everyone's checking up, and it's just accordion effects its way through of other drivers piling in. It's a lot of drivers just going sideways. A couple of drivers tapping the wall. And the hardest of contacts look to be going to Matt Mir and Thomas Green.
In my mirror, look
Taking
good.
another
I thought I
look
was
at this.
going to be clear, but
All the moments the drivers just attack mode is on. We're now going to be in between less than 30 laps to go, and track position is so key. But there's just no time to really react with how quick these checkups are happening, especially on corners where everyone's already slowing down for.
Yeah. And I mean,
Yes. Stays out and blocks for his teammates in the next spot.
like going into turn 3 here. From what, 160 to 130? Like instantly, like you're on the brakes pretty hard. Because you drive this car pretty deep into that turn.
Yeah, you're pushing the limit. You're hoping that the brakes as well as thinking the corner slows you down. And having a driver just initially come to a halt is not really optimal. I'm trying to make sure you're not driving each other over. As now more drivers going to take an opportunity to head hit road right now. And everyone that got a glimpse of that incident going to get some damage repair. Everyone else gets ready for
losing
this
2
next
positions.
launch. Ryan Kelly, obviously going to be the most frustrated in that situation.
We're still going to get it fixed though.
Mainly because he got trapped behind Noel, went from a possible lead position now down to 4th. And now will be John Force, Jake Nichols, Vincent Sora. How will these 3 want to play nice on this restart? Because it has looked like a madhouse with everyone going in attack mode. And let's see what one of the drivers has been on recovery mode so far here tonight, Vincent Sora. Get a sense of what he's feeling here as we are waiting for those lights to click off. As we'll queue up the 15 of Vincent Sora runs in third.
You get speed.
Vinny, it's Sam up at the booth. You got me?
I got you.
Well, you've had a roller coaster of an evening here tonight, being caught up in that record banking, then now being in third. How are you feeling? How's the car feeling? Getting ready for this late restart.
I mean, the car feels good. I think I'm for sure one of the top 3 quickest guys out here tonight. The dirty air is just so bad. I mean, that first run, I just stayed at like a second on Jake the whole time and couldn't really do anything from there. And, yeah, then got in that weird wreck with Ben Kinney and fixed all my damage and then drove up through the field. And I made some pretty big moves on restarts that have gotten me some track position here. And yeah, I mean, I just need to be smart now. I've only got one more set of tires. And, hopefully with the way these guys are racing ahead of me, it might give me a couple openings to maybe go steal one.
And we're hoping for that, Vinny. Good luck on this restart, and hopefully you survive the end of this race.
If you get blackout clear, this day is
that will be Category 5 Esports driver.
Okay, there it is. My bad.
Will be in 4th place on this restart. Oh, excuse me.
I don't think John is as fast as Jake.
Second car on the inside.
All right, man.
As John Forbes, Jake Nichols. They will be your front row. John Forbes going to be the lead control vehicle. How does John Forbes want to react here? We obviously saw Brian.
Green flag.
They were communicating on that last restart to help get in front of the 3 machine. How well does Forbes want to queue up and work with Nichols? Or is it just a fight for yourself into the restart zone? I'm taking off when I want to. Moved by John Forbes. Oh, God, it's going to be
go. No, I got that.
She's going to set up for a late apex run here to close in the gap. Sora following in line for 2nd place. And it's Forbes looking good. Looking very similar to last season when John Forbes got in the victory lane. It was late in the run. All the cautions, all the drama. And it was the 7th. Once he got the lead, he never relinquished it. So that over 2nd place, Jake Nichols, Vincent Sora. That is raging back on as Nichols holds for now, but Sora just trying to find an opening to pass and go attack for the 7th.
Well, I Sora is at the point right now. He doesn't care.
You're clear high.
I would agree on that standpoint. I think you really would be a happy camper for that. Some other drivers having some blow-up moments. Shane Terrian got very loose and bumped into the outside wall. Did breeze the outside wall. Big loss of time. Fastest lap of the day. Look at John Forbes. I don't know if you want to set your fastest lap of the day right now in this run. I mean, we still have over 25 laps to go here tonight. You don't want to use all your equipment up now. You have so much still ahead of you. Other drivers that were in pit road getting damage repaired. Jared Talmadge officially out of this race. Also going to be Kyle Rochelle out, Danny Ware, Cedric Hunter, and Ross Tatum, leaving us with 17 drivers out on track, 16 on the lead lap. And it's John Forbes leading the way for the 7 machine. Looking at some of the other competition around, Gavin Rogers still watching the drama. Douglas Newbegin in 6th. Drivers trying to keep themselves out of the wall is the 1, the 8, and so many others.
Oh man, is it get tight. I didn't anticipate that.
You know, spun around and things like that. Yeah,
it's a lot different last lap.
Yeah, a lot of guys still don't have the official number on if you've used
dirty air
your sets, but we assume that maybe drivers have used all their sets based on the amount of time they hit pit road. All drivers had 4 sets of tires in pit road to work with here tonight. And those that have pitted 4 times so far, Brian Noel in 00, the 77 of Douglas Newbegin, as well as Brian McCann in the 8, Thomas Green in 31. Those front runners have pitted at least 4 times. And I know they've been involved with incidences that might have caused them to have to maybe use all their sets to keep with good pace, but pitted for damage repair in no tires. Wait and see on this next, if we have a next auction, who's got that final set left with them, as Forbes up to a half a second ahead of Nichols. Sora keeping it close. Everyone else single file out, and it's just survive to the end at this moment.
Big hiccup there in the beginning of the race here, and now everybody else is starting to settle out and said, guys, let's calm down.
Settle. It's kind of the mindset for a lot of these guys. Up front, still seeing all the action.
It gets loose when he's on the spoiler like that too. Ugh.
Try to keep it close to Nichols, and any mistake and try to pounce on it. Other battles that are happening on track is move out for 12th place. Chris Stitz and Chuck Sweeting both had their moments of being involved with the wreck, but I think the fact that they're still running, they'll take any finish at this point that's better than last. Yeah, I think maybe it was more of a visual damage instead of internal damage that we were seeing there. The outer shell taking a lot of that brunt of the carnage after contact with Cedric Hunter, and able to continue to rage on is this 17. Chuck Sweeting going for a slide on that last big wreck, and now to be seeing everyone pushing forward as quickly as they can make it to the end of this race. It is about to be 20 laps to go for our top three. Thora, Robert, fourth. Larry Yingling once again. He does it every week. He's right there at the end around our top five, trying to go for another finish. Now he's had a rough go so far this season. 5 races that Larry Yingling has ran. He's only had one top 5, one top 10, and he's trying to aim for number 2. As the finishes really have not been there, a real lack of speed at times, but hey, we always say if you keep your nose out of trouble, you've got a chance of a good finish, and that's exactly what this 6-7 has done. He's watched the carnage of drivers wrecking behind him, in front of him, and now he sits here in 4th place.
We know the same tires
You have to keep yourself out of trouble as much as you can. My strategy is very much way more aggressive. But it certainly is one. It works sometimes. It matters on if we're having a car race or not. Which, speaking about carnage, let's bring up our race report if we can. If you're just joining us, well, what a time to join. It has been a up and down evening at Darlington for race 6 of the WSSR Cup Series, presented by Elwood Designs. We've had 5 cautions in total. We've had 4 different leaders, 13 laps, 13 laps of caution, 5 lead changes, and a majority of this race under green flag conditions, which I think for the field, there
3 of us are racing pretty close here.
Like pit stops, but the 5 cautions, I'll let you know, the last 3 races that we've had, it's been either 7 or 6 blocks. We've gone to overtime once in the past year at Darlington, and it's been a full moon type of a race. Who knows, there might be a late caution looming for us, especially with how close 7, 8, 9 are running on top of one another.
right here, you can see that. We got 8, 1, 1, 3, just you can see these guys are how close they want to get speed. Looking a little bit here, looking there, and if you're or any kind of racing in general, this is what you see in real life. Cars, they do this in real life. They're scraping and beating, banging these cars off the walls. But, you know, these are the order
Yeah, well, tougher, it's more of a more lenient of making contact. You gotta bump out, while these Gen 4 vehicles made a weird steel, and if you made a dent, it wasn't going back. It was not gonna just make contact, rubber band its way back out. If you made contact, this thing was gonna be torn down, the arrow was gonna be awful, the vehicle didn't want to turn. Luckily on the vertical side of things, you can get that damage fixed up a lot easier than in real life. 14 laps to go, and still looking good.
Got one outside.
Here's Oliver, Chuck Sweeting. This is the battle just behind that group you watched for 11th place. The 24 Volley Fonseca, I mean, one of the drivers that did not qualify the best here tonight. And now, watching the competition ahead, and they're going to go 3 wide for a moment, going to get back to 2 as Gavin Rogers got the cleanest run out of turn number 2, and that's really been his trouble spot as Brian McCann will pounce on that attack. Thomas Green will pounce as well for 8th position. Ryan Kelly expected to go for a pass for himself. As Ryan Kelly, I mean, the what-ifs have to be mounting for the 3 machine. That if he wasn't surrounded by Lucky Duck Motorsports drivers, maybe he could have had a chance for victory on that most recent restart. That really just had a race fall apart here recently as honestly drivers starting to space out once again from one another. Chuck Sweeting able to get by Ollie Fonseca. The 57 tries to pull away and catch up with that group, maybe gain a couple of more spots before this race is over. But Robert, kind of crazy with 11 laps to go. Jake Nichols, if he's going to go for a pass, he's got to ramp up the speed here quickly. But before we really get to that portion of the race, 2025, what a year it's been so far. Started out with our 4th annual charity 6-hour Daytona charity race. Raised over $2,550 to watching WSSR here at the end. What a year it's been for us here at Freaking Fast Broadcasting.
Yes, it has been. It's been a very busy year for us, and things have slowed down, you know, in nature of just life in general. Broadcasting. Never know what the future holds for us. But yeah, what a 2025 season. I can't believe it's coming to the end. This will be the last thing, like you said, you'll see us live until the new year. 2026, but you know, hey, I want to thank all the drivers that supported us throughout the year from that, you know, 6 hours that we had there at the beginning of this year, all the way through the years, all the leads we had, leads that, you know, we moved on from, and things that we picked up, and the friends that we have, and the things that we got. It's been a great year, honestly, Sam. In general, it's been world. It's been a pleasure.
We have. Thank you to everyone that's watched throughout the year. I know that we're planning on at least uploading our best finishes of 2025 video before the new year, and it has been a pleasure to give you all the calls here this year as John Forbes leads the way with the laps ticking down. 7 laps to go so far for this run. John Forbes trying to get his first win of season 12, season 10 champion. Trying to carry on with this momentum. He is certainly felt like he lost a footing when he didn't take the championship lap. He then 7 machines, switches to a new team, switches to a new number. And he's got some of the best drivers under his camp at Lucky Duck Motorsports. Trying to carry his way into victory lane to finish out 2025 on a high note. And it certainly is looking good for the 7 of John Forbes as we race on, coming up to 5 laps to go. Again, some of the closer battles are happening on track back outside of the top 10 currently. The dirty air is holding back Jake Nichols, who's still ahead. And Robert, this has been one of those nights of you look like. But those little cautions on the second half of this race have really changed things up.
Yeah, well, maybe Jake took the lucky duck and threw it to John Forbes, gave him the lucky duck, and now John Forbes took the bad lucky duck and threw it down to 73. So maybe they will switch to the ducks, right?
There's certainly a lot of duck new hoops out there that's going on. I mean, there's a couple of moments. I mean, you could say that for. You know, Lucky Duck has had John Forbes, Jake Nichols. They're up front, trying to go for the 1-2. A little bit of a goose here tonight. We'll go to the 27 to Jarrett Talmadge. That was just an absolute magnet here tonight.
All clear, all clear.
It certainly was not the way that he was hoping for this year to finish off. As Jarrett Talmadge going to be showing a lot at best in 2025. lot of fantastic moments this year. I know this wasn't the way you wanted to finish off, but John Forbes, on the other hand, he has certainly had a lot of wins. He's gotten some championships under his belt, and the 7 is looking good for another win to cap off this season as they're starting to close in and catch up. Some more drivers ahead of them, but Jake Nichols in second. I mean, what a dominant start to the season he's had. I mean, every race, I feel like we're picking the 73 as our driver. Watch out, the driver that's going to win. He's obviously going to be one of the favorites. Vincent Sora, he got back into a championship way, winning back at Trinity on the Monday Night Series we used to call. And right now, 2 laps to go. Ben Kinney drops low. He'll try to get out of the way. And John Forbes doing what he does. He just knows how to get into victory lane at some point during the season. Is this going to catapult them into one of the favorites to watch out for? We'll have to wait and see as your 10 Precision Prince white flag is out in the air for the 7 of John Forbes Jr. That stand-up to cancer machine. The holiday gift wrapped. I cannot believe how well this season has been for himself. Nichols did everything in his power to close in on that gap, but the 7 got the lead, got the fresh air, and no one was gonna stop him. Congratulations to John Forbes. 7th off 2025. Enjoy your break because you're a winner for season 12 of the WSSR Cup Series. John Forbes.
Oh, you got 4th
on top.
Wow. It took him a little bit to get there, but he finally got there. So this is going to be a good interview to talk to him here as Lucky Ducks come in here first and second, like you said, and Vincent Sora. Well, he's not the bridesmaid tonight, gets 3rd, but man, what a reason.
All right, I'm out later. Do we race next week?
Larry Yangling 5th. I mean, what a charge for himself to keep
Probably
himself
not.
under the radar. But I think the 2 drivers, I want to give notes to Brian Noel, Douglas Newbigging. They come away 5th and 6th, exactly the type of races they needed to just get into a spot to watch out for
the IROC,
that cutoff line and try to make the chase. What a way to end off the